Hello and welcome to this week's Family Bearings. I'm Jared Campbell, the Kids Ministry Director here at Compass Bible Church, Treasure Valley. To start out, I wanted to talk about something that there's been some confusion on. I want to make sure it's clarified. So we have Move Up Sunday, June 7th. And so on that day, your students will start attending the class that is ahead of them, the next class. So if you have a fifth grader, that means they'll actually start attending the Grove on the 7th. They won't come into third through fifth grade ministry that Sunday. Now, the week before that, so the 31st of May, we are going to have graduation Sunday. And so that's something we don't really talk about as much, but what we like to do is we give Bibles to the kindergartners as they move up, and then we also give nice study Bibles to the fifth graders as they take off to the Grove, and we're excited for them to do that. And so just to clarify that, the 7th, they're going to start in their new classes, so they will not come into their old classes. But the 31st, they will attend their old classes and we'll have kind of a graduation move up for those students. Now, back to this last Sunday. So this last Sunday, we went through Acts 8, verses 1 through 25, and we see the church being persecuted, and yet the gospel spreads. And so kind of an exciting, encouraging passage that we went through. We see that persecution doesn't stop the gospel. Instead, we start to see the gospel spreading out to different areas despite that persecution. And with that, we also see the apostles have to start negating or arguing or going against false gospels as they start to pop up. Even in the early days of the church, they're having to make sure that everyone understands what the true gospel is and bring them back to that central truth of who Christ is and what he has done for them. Which is pretty cool because this next week we're going to be looking at Acts 8 verses 26 through 40, where we see Philip share the gospel with the Ethiopian, and we see him share the good news and the truth about Jesus Christ, and we see this Ethiopian saved. And so just another exciting moment as we look macro, as the church is being persecuted and they're spreading, and then all of a sudden we jump in on one particular instance where we see someone being faithful, they're sharing the gospel, they're telling the truth, and we see them saved because of that. And we see God's power throughout the early church as he's growing the body to what we know today. Now, jumping over to Adventure Club. This week is the last week that your students will have a lesson, and so we're going to be studying heaven. We're finally there. Last week we dived into what the Bible talks about concerning hell, but then this week we're looking at heaven. So the good news, the exciting news of what is to come for those who have placed their trust, their faith in Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. And so talking about that good news of heaven. Tonight, this week, we're also doing Dunk the Ranger. And so I'm about to get dunked in a few hours myself. It's going to be a lot of fun for the kids. We're going to be doing that during the game time. But then next week, we have the graduation for all of Adventure Club. So on the 19th and the 21st, we're going to be going into the main auditorium. We're asking that all the life groups go ahead and meet in that main auditorium by 7:50. My goal is to have the whole thing going at about 7:58 to 8 o'clock, and then we should be done by 8:15. We're going to have you pick up your students after the graduation. We'll have a few things, some worship, some prayer. We'll have some students hopefully speak, and then we'll come have you pick up your kids in the kids ministry area where you would normally pick them up, just to avoid some chaos. With that, we also have June 2nd and the 4th, we're going to have the summer series starting. So we're going to have your students move up a grade actually that morning. So Move Up Sunday is the 7th, but on the 2nd, which is a Tuesday, we're going to have your students move up. And so when you come to sign your kids in for their classes, they're actually going to be in that next class. And that's just because the summer series is starting a little bit earlier than it normally does. We have NEC this year, as well as a couple other conflicting dates. And so we had to have that first week of June be the first week for that summer series. So the 2nd and the 4th will be the first week for that summer series. Outside of that, we have Camp Compass coming up. Make sure you're registering your kids. I am so excited. We have so many things ready and prepared for these kids, and we're really excited to share the gospel with them and just have a blast doing it this June. So make sure you register your kids, but also if you'd like to serve, we have a form to sign up to serve for those that have served in kids ministry, those that have not served in kids ministry, and also what we call junior volunteers, junior leaders. As they come in and want to serve these kids, they can sign up through that form. And so if you have any questions about that, make sure you stop us, say hello, send us an email. We'd love to answer your questions. But that is it for this week's Family Bearings. We hope to see you soon.